Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today we're playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is going over when, how, and why you should be upgrading your rifle. So this is specific, this is a guide that's very specific. This is a guide for those of you who are new to the game, those of you who are sort of looking at what guns to get, when to upgrade guns and everything like that, and those of you guys who are using rifle. Rifle is what I'm most familiar with, rifles, and specifically laser rifles. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I like laser rifles, and I still think they're sort of the gun to go with because you're going to get more range. So when you shoot mobs, they're going to do less damage to you. There's a lot more. There's a lot of options as far as rifles go. So if you want to go back in time and use an old school gun, you can do that. If you want to use a new gun, you can do that. As far as upgradability and what to use, there's a lot of options there, and there's sort of one for every level. Whereas with some of these skills, some of these types of things, right, you're going to end up getting to a level where there's just like 10 levels that you can't upgrade, and that sucks. With rifle, that doesn't happen until you're at the point where like you're Uber and you're just paying thousands of dollars for guns. And if you guys are thinking, oh man, I don't want to get to that point, don't worry, you won't, because that costs a lot of money to get, and I probably won't get it in my lifetime. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, let's dive right into it. So again, this guide's specific to rifles, specific to new players. So with that in mind, first things first, you want to go to this thing. It's called a trade terminal. What this trade terminal is this is where you're going to buy your first gun. If you're a new player, this is where you should be buying everything. Don't buy the armor, just for weapons and mining gear. And don't buy the armor, but for weapons, you can go here. You can buy any of these. They're all going to work, but since we're doing rifle, you're going to want this, the Somato Unaxo, or however you pronounce it. You're going to come here. You're going to look. You're going to see, okay, you've got a recommended profession for damage, recommended profession for hit. That recommended level is 0. Now, recommended levels, that's the minimum level you should be using that gun, but it's not the level that you really should be using the gun at. You want to be a little bit higher than that level before you sort of switch over. So pay attention to that. We call that the skill increase bonus in Entropia Universe, or SIB. Obviously, they've changed the wording here, so that no longer holds true, but I think the name still sticks. Everybody says SIB. In the future, that might have changed, but in 2019, which is when I'm filming this video, it hasn't. So this is your default gun. This is your basic gun. This is what you're going to be using because it is what it is. So get that gun, go out, start hunting. At some point, you're going to wonder, should you be upgrading? The answer is probably no, but in case it isn't, what you're going to want to be doing from this whole time is going to one of these. They're called hunting terminals. You can interact with these hunting terminals, and you're going to get these things called daily missions, okay? So just hit F to interact, and you're going to get some missions. These missions are going to be listed in your mission log. Once you go to your mission log, you're going to see, daily hunting. Okay, so you can see I've got Cornicata. It gives you all the locations to go. You kill 50 of those. You get one of these daily tokens. You can do level 2 if you want. You can get 2 daily tokens, and there's a whole thing to that, right? You can really sort of run the daily token game, the grind, and get tokens. This is what you're going to be using next. So once you're sort of feeling like you should be upgrading guns, and once you're actually ready to upgrade guns, so those are two different things. We're going to get into that. You want to come over here. So this is a daily token trader. They're located all over Entropia Universe. For the ease of the mission, I just sort of went to Twin Peaks, which is right here. This is where that teleporter is, if you guys are looking for it. Right next to that lake there. So it's a bit of a run, but you guys can make it if you want. Otherwise, there's other daily token traders you can go to. We're going to her. So you're going to go here. You're going to see laser rifles. Now, you're going to have a bunch of different laser rifles here. You're going to have these guns. They're called the Kalos guns. I might be pronouncing that wrong. But these are what you're going to want to be using next. You can see the recommended level here is 3. The efficiency is 53.6. You keep going. You can look at this gun. Let's check it out. Again, 53.8. Recommended level's 4. Then you go to the 3. The recommended level is going to be 6. You guys can see how this is going. Basically, every time you think you've maxed out, you just go up, up, up until you get to a Kalos 6. So let's hit that. I'm just pinning these things so you guys can see them. So here you go, okay? So this is your Kalos 6. You can see it's for a recommended level is 13. So from level sort of I'd recommend only starting this from 5 to maybe level 15 or 16. You're going to want to be running through these guns. You're going to see, if you're going for max efficiency, you're going to want all of your stats to be maxed out down here. The left is your stats, the right is the maximum stats that the gun has. If those are maxed out, that means you're not getting extra skills, but it does mean something cool. It means that you can actually max out the gun, get max efficiency, save as many PEDs as possible, not spend too much. That's what you're looking for, okay? And this goes for anything: rifles, pistols, melee weapons, chips, healing devices, anything. Okay, so you can go like this. You've got your damage interval here. You've got your damage and your min to max. You want that to be as close to max as possible. If I was looking at a gun like this, I'd probably want it to be maybe at most 10% under the max. So before I use this, like, the minimum I'd be using at is when my damage interval's maybe like 11. Also for hit ability and range, you want those to, for hit ability and critical hit ability, range matters, but not as much, because that's sort of like, you're going to be close to, you're going to shoot a mob when you can shoot a mob, so it doesn't really matter if that's maxed or not. But for hit ability and critical ability, you're going to want to make sure those are 9 or higher, I'd say. Once those are 9 or higher, and once this is sort of within, basically once you're within 10%, then I'd start switching over and using the gun. That's just my general recommendation, so you're not wasting too much money. If you guys are antsy, if you're sitting there, you want to upgrade, you want to kill better stuff, just you can go ahead and do it. And as you can see here, it costs 40 daily tokens. So that's going to seem like a lot, but you're going to get them pretty fast if you're really grinding out those daily missions. I don't do a ton of it, but you guys can see, like, 50 corn, that's not a hard thing to do. You can get those daily tokens pretty fast, and they're good for getting those guns. And those are sort of the best guns to use when you're a new player between levels like between levels like 3, 4, whenever you can first start using that gun, and levels maybe like 15 or 16. Once you've got to that level like 15 or 16, we're going to go over to the next set of guns I'd recommend. These are called the AR Matrix guns. Those are the guns that I use. If you look over here, I'm using an AR Matrix LR20. So the LR series is a rifle series of the AR Matrix. If you guys want to look at my stats here, you can see I'm completely maxed out in this gun. I'm getting the maximum damage for everything here, which is awesome. That's what you want. It's good news. So yeah, you can see I'm completely maxed out there, and that would be with the LR20. So you're going to go to the auctioneer. You're going to type in LR dash. You can that's super easy. And now you can see all the LR guns. The LR10 is the lowest tier, I believe. I don't think there's an LR5, or if there is, it probably has too high of a markup. The LR10 would be the next tier of guns that you'd want to use. Click view, and let's check the stats. You can see here, again, recommended levels 10. So there is some overlap with that Kalos. If you want to keep grinding out the daily mission tokens, feel free to use that. But you can see the efficiency here jumps up a ton with the LR10, but you're paying a lot more in markup. So it's really up to you on this one. But then you're going to go to the 10, you're going to go to the 15, the 20, the 25. At some point, you're going to be good enough that you can look at the guns and start to judge if that's something you should use. In my case, let's just go over, like, I'm thinking I want to upgrade, okay? So I'm maxed out on the LR20. You guys saw that. I'm thinking LR25. Is it time for me to do it? First, go to buyout, organize by buyout, right? You want the one that with the lowest buyout, or if you're going to do bidding, do it by lowest markup. I always use buyout just because it's easy, and I don't mind wasting like a PED or two to get something fast, but that's just me. Go to view information. And you can see here, all right, first off, recommended level 25, skill progress is 100% for both of these, which means I do get that skill increase bonus, which is a bonus in skills that you get for using the gun. Awesome. Glad I can do that. So, yeah, it's definitely a gun that I'm interested in. Over here, you can see hit ability over 9. We're good to go. Critical hit ability over 9. And then damage interval 15.9 to 31.8, and the max on this gun is 28.0 to 56. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be using that because that damage is just too low. So I'm going to have to wait until I'm a higher level. Right now, let's check it out just so everybody can see. Right now, for damage, ranged laser damage, I'm at level 25. So I'm probably going to want to wait until I'm hitting like level 27, maybe 28, before I start really looking at this gun. So yeah, that's really the basis of it. That sort of goes over everything, right? There's the skills and everything like that you guys want to use. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to post them down below. As I said before, there's a ton of other guns out there. There's a ton of other things that you can be using. You guys can see I've got other guns on me right now. Like, there's other guns that you can be using. And I definitely have used other guns. There's amps that you can add. There's all sorts of other stuff that you can get into with this. But the AR Matrix series, that's sort of a good one to use. The Calypso series, that's a good one to use. And that trade terminal weapon is the very first starter gun that you should be using. Later on, you can get into dropping amps on these guns to increase the efficiency. That's in orange, and increase the damage it does, again, in orange. If you guys are wondering about those, I just use the A series amplifiers. Those cost a little bit more, but there's an A101, 102, 103. And you want to make sure that the damage that it does is sort of equal to that minimum damage, or half of that minimum damage, because otherwise you're not going to be doing full damage and you're not going to be getting full efficiency. I've got another video on that. Go check that out if you guys are interested in amps and how to use them. But yeah, that's it for this video. Also, you can see for the skill increase bonus, it says skill progress is blank. What does it say? Recommended level 100%. Yeah, learning period right here, skill increase bonus, that's it. So I misspoke. There is still the skill increase bonus, the SIB. They provided more information and I forgot about it. You can see the learning period here says yes, and for learning period hit it says not anymore. This is because as you play, you're going to get more skills that goes towards your hit skill, your hit profession for a gun, than your damage profession. Ideally, you're going to want both of these to say not anymore before you start looking to upgrade. So it's not even time for me to upgrade. I'm maxed out, but I need to keep going. I need to keep skilling up until this says not anymore, and then I can look at upgrading. And then I'm probably going to be matched for skills and good to go. Anyways, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the fact that you guys tune into all my Entropia Universe content, and hopefully you guys actually learn something from this. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to post them down below. If you're doing something a little bit different, if you're using pistol, if you're using melee weapons, if you're using, I don't know, burn chips or something weird, feel free to hop into the Discord I've got. There's a link down below in the comments. If you hop in there and just ask your question, we can probably, someone, maybe not me, probably not me, to be honest, is going to be able to answer you, and they're going to be able to help you out, and that's really what you need. You just want the help, and they're going to be able to give it to you. So if you guys hop in there, that's probably going to be the best way to get the answers that you want, to what weapon to upgrade and everything like that. But this is a basic guide for rifle, and if you're a new player looking at what should I get into, I definitely recommend getting into rifle. That's my favorite profession, and that's sort of the one I'd recommend getting into if you want hunting. Anyways, I'm not going to draw this out anymore. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace. If you can, like and subscribe. You guys know the gist.